on a Bitcoin standard, more things would go out of business that just don't make sense. And on a fiat standard, like I saw the other day, some large department store company is being projected as not making it out of this year. It's a name that you've heard and probably have shopped at. They won't exist by the end of this year. That's like people are predicting it. The puts on this stock have like just gone through the roof. Obviously some information's leaked and it's just a matter of time before they declare bankruptcy, right?
All right.
Okay. The reason why they're declaring bankruptcy is not because their business failed during COVID. It's that the cost of borrowing money has gone up. When they could borrow money at 0%, they could drag it out. But now that it's costing more money to borrow money, they're like, well, this makes 0 sense. Okay, close up shop. Well, the next thing after money being expensive to borrow is that they just stop printing it, right? Like that's the only other option after that. They'll keep jacking the interest rates and somebody will still be able to run a business even if they have to borrow money at 20%, but not everybody. None of these like food delivery services, they'll all go out of business. Has Uber even made $1 in its like 15 years of existence? How did Uber survive all of this? Mm-hmm. Borrowed printed money.
Yep.
Right? So like, but what Uber did do is destroy the cab industry and put a bunch of cabbies out of business. They managed to do that without making $1. However, all of their senior executives who've been granted stock options have become millionaires. How do you become a millionaire working at a company that hasn't made any money? Then they take that money that they made, go pretend like they're really good at running businesses and start other failing businesses and get more stock, right? Like
you're preaching to the choir. I agree with all of this.
So like for me, the alternative to that and whatever work and time and effort, whatever you want to call it, that it takes to learn about that new system, we have to stop that other system. We have to, because if we don't, it's worse for all of us, whether you're a Bitcoiner or not.
I do not disagree with any of that.
So to say that like this is hard, it's like the other version is actually a lot harder. You just don't see it.
But that's not what we're talking about here. We were talking about in this segment, because we closed up that conversation, is that you point to a lot of things and call them fiat, which I think is reaching. I understand what you're saying, but
we live in a fiat system. You can almost call everything fiat.
My added complaint to that was that you seem to only care about something that I think is a problem once Bitcoiners tell you it's a problem. With this theory that everything that's inefficient, that quote that you said, anything that is wasteful and inefficient, forget the third
frustrating,
is a product of fiat. When I come and present to you and say, hey, this is not good for us, or this is not good for you, or this isn't good, take it as pretend a Bitcoiner saying it to you. So you give it some credibility before like you need to hear it from someone on Twitter or a group of people on Twitter for it to like pique your interest. Because I really have experienced that very often with you, where I've told you something and you're like, whatever. And then years later, you're like, did you know this is so bad for us?
If you need to make that point.
Is the point made?
The point is made.
Woohoo!
Right?
I get the last word on this one.